Hey guys, Troy, DIY Home and Auto. Today we're switching out the three-way switch on my 99 Dodge Ram 1500. This will resolve a low beam headlight issue that I have. I've got another video where I'm swapping out the LEDs on the headlights in the low beam, and my low beams stopped working halfway through that video. I'll put a link to that video wherever that goes, so you can see that. This will finish that, and then I can go ahead and complete that swap. I put the original bulbs back in at the end of that so that I was back to a known good configuration, so that I knew that what I was working with was the correct stuff. So I'll put a link to the completed video with the LED conversion done on it. And by the way, I'm in St. George, Utah. Got some palm trees around. It's pretty awesome. At my brother's shop, he's working on another vehicle in there. It's going to be kind of noisy, but we'll get through this video. So let's get this thing put in and check the headlights. Switch. This goes in there. Let's do it. You need some basic tools. You need a Phillips bit screwdriver, a Torx bit that's a T20, small socket, 8mm. You need a security Torx bit. See how it has that hole in it? And then obviously your new switch. So that's what you need to complete this job. Let's do it. Then it just pops off. You probably won't have a wire like that. I've got a special horn installed for emergency and for... So you won't see a wire like that in yours. Next thing is to remove the clamshell from around the steering column. There's 3 Torx bits in there to remove. Center one is a silver one with machine thread. The outside ones are black with like a wood, almost a wood screw. They screw into plastic, so they're not as finely machined. It just separates from the sides, like so. Just be careful not to break your tabs off. The next is to remove, if you have a tilt steering wheel, to remove that. You might be able to do it. Sorry, my brother's in here working on some cars too, so you might be able to remove it by hand. If not, you could get a small wrench or an adjustable wrench on those little flat spots to back it out. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. So pull that out. Pull the top piece off. Next, you just need a small wrench with an 8mm socket to back out the bolt that's holding. Sorry, I was watching my hand and not the camera. There's a bolt that holds the electrical connector up into the actual switch. You'll be able to see that a little better. In fact, I can show you on the new one. See that copper thing in the middle? There's a bolt that goes into that. So this sits in like this. We've got to get that out of there. So an 8mm, back that out, and then we can remove the electrical connector. Like that. Then you should just be able to pull that out. That looks clean in there. And now we need security bits for these two, one on the top and one on the bottom down there. It's kind of hard to see, but and by security bit, let me get out here in the light where you can see a little bit better. It's a Torx bit with a dot in the middle, so you can't just use a standard Torx bit. It's got to have that release there in the middle, or the relief there in the middle. So let me find the size we need for that, and we'll get those removed. It's a T20. Probably can't read that, but it's a T20. T20 is what you need. So this is the old one that's coming out, and you can actually see where it's kind of smoked down inside this one right here. It's supposed to be all shiny copper, and there's actually black burned corrosion in both of these, there and there. I'm hoping that that's my problem and why my headlights aren't working. So let's get this thing replaced and see if the headlights work. Alright, so I've got the switch in place. I still need to tighten everything down. I don't have the bolt put in the backside of the electrical connection yet. I wanted to test and make sure that this did its thing. So got dash lights. That should be fog lights. Just gonna make sure every step of the way works here. So parking lights, fog lights, that's good. Let's go with hazards since that's part of this switch as well. Hazards. Flashing on one side and on the other. So far so good. Oh, we have dims. Turn off the hazards, don't need those anymore. So I set it to dim, and boom! We have headlights and fog lights at the same time. Let's verify high beams. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. High beams work, everything is awesome. So there we go. My switch was bad, so got that swapped out. Let's put everything back together. Good to go. So to put it back together, it's reverse order. Got to put the bolt back in there to hold the electrical connection up in there nice and tight and solid. Make sure that I've got my security bolts tight in there to make sure that's solid. Put the clamshell back on, tilt rod back in place, and we're good to go. Double check at the very end, make sure everything's good to go. So just like that, that is how you replace your three-way switch. That is wiper controls, headlights, high beam, low beam, turn signals, as well as your hazard switch. Fairly easy to swap out. I replaced mine because my low beams weren't working. Could be any number of things that go wrong with that. According to my brother, who's a mechanic, that's a fairly regular part to go out. So if any of those components aren't working, it might be your three-way switch. This is Troy with DIY Home and Auto. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this. I have an LED conversion video that I'm doing for this to convert my high beams and my low beams to LED. So subscribe so you don't miss that. Got other projects that I've already completed on the truck and more to go. So subscribe so you don't miss me working on my truck. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Do it yourself. Save yourself some money. Be awesome. Oh, and now that we're done with the old switch, here's what you do with it. Totally missed. Huge garbage can. That's why I don't play basketball for a living. Thanks guys. Checking out.